Good morning. The Committee on Parole is called back to order. Our next case is Stephen Haen. Mr. Haen, if you would please introduce yourself and give us your DOC number.
Stephen Haen, 408-222.
Thank you. Mr. Haen, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow the participants who've indicated they wish to speak to have their input. Your mother is currently present and would like to speak, Ms. Judy Murphy. At the end, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our process, sir?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Mr. Stephen Haen, DOC number 408-222. Mr. Haen's date of birth is March the 22nd of 1981. He's classified as a first felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of April the 20th of 2023, an adjusted good time date of December the 20th of 2031, full term date of April the 19th of 2038. He is currently serving a 40-year sentence on the charge of forcible rape, having been sentenced on January the 19th of 1999. Mr. Haen, is all of that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Haen, your case has been assigned to Mr. Roche, Mr. Alvin Roche, who's sitting on my left. Would you please answer any questions he may have?
Yes, sir.
Chairman, good morning, Mr. Haen.
Good morning.
Good. Mr. Haen, I'm going to enter some information into the record, and then we're going to have a conversation, okay?
Yes, sir.
And any information that's incorrect, would you please correct me, okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Haen, the offense that you are in serving time right now is your only adult arrest. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've had no supervision history. Your mental health level is a level 5. You currently don't have a diagnosis and you're on no medication. Your general health level is 3. Do you have any medical issues presently?
No, sir.
Okay, great. You've been incarcerated 25 years this month, is that correct?
Excuse me, sir. I can hear you.
You've been incarcerated for 25 years
Yes,
this
sir.
month. You have a low risk assessment. Your static 99 is 0. And you know what the static 99 is? Am I correct?
No, sir. I don't know what that is.
Evaluation of a sex offender.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And your rating is 0, which is very low. You had a very good static 99 interview, which you stated in that interview, you started smoking marijuana on a daily basis,
Yes, sir.
alcohol on a weekly basis in your mid-teen years. When did you start smoking marijuana?
Probably around the age of 12, 13 years old.
Basically, in your early teens.
Yes, sir.
And when did you start drinking alcohol?
Around about the same time, sir.
So you used alcohol and marijuana from the age of 12 or 13. How old were you when you committed this crime?
I was age of 16, sir, and committed and arrested at the age of 17.
And you were arrested at the age of 17?
Yes, sir.
Now, did you graduate or start using anything stronger than marijuana?
I got introduced to the stronger drugs while incarcerated, sir.
Incarceration, you got introduced to things like what? Cocaine?
Cocaine, methamphetamines.
Mojo?
acid. No, sir. I've never done Mojo.
So At what stage of your incarceration did you get introduced to stronger illegal drugs?
In my early part of my incarceration, sir.
So in the first 15 years, when you lost some 492 hours of good time, is that correct?
Yes, sir. And mostly by dirty urine, sir.
Mostly because of dirty urine.
Yes, sir.
Now, in 2013, you managed to get your GED.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that correct?
Yes, sir.
How did that GED make you feel?
It made me feel like I had accomplished something. It made me feel really good.
And basically, after you received that GED at David Wade, your write-up stopped.
Yes, sir.
And I think you got your GED in 1 month. In the next month, you had one write-up. You hadn't had a write-up since.
Yes, sir.
It's probably you got the write-up before you notified that you were notified that you had earned your GED.
Yes, sir.
So, what else besides the GED do you attribute to your drastic disciplinary conduct turnaround?
Excuse me, sir. I didn't understand.
What other factor or what other program or what other person played a part in your disciplinary turnaround?
What really turned around was when my mother told me, she said, Steve, she said, I can't do the harm that you're causing me any longer. She said, I'm going through this with you. And she told me, she said, if you continue on the path that you're on, I cannot continue to go through this with you. She said, I will believe you for the rest of your life. She said, but I cannot go through this no more. You're putting me through too much. And at that point, I had to make a decision, either my mama, my freedom, or continue on the path that I was on. And I had to make that decision. I turned my life completely around at that point.
And it must have been a dramatic conversation with your mother.
Yes, sir.
Because next 10 years, you restored all 492 days of your good time.
Yes, sir. And I thank Warden Goodman for that, because he's the one that allowed me to earn my good time back.
And you can't earn or restore any good time back unless you have excellent disciplinary conduct.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about some of the programs that you've completed while you're at David Wade, because you've been at David Wade for 20 years now, am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, so tell me about the programs you completed at David Wade.
Well, at David Wade, I completed victim awareness, substance abuse, 12 steps, and I continue to teach 12 steps. And currently, as the interim president of AANA, and I've completed anger management, completed sex offender treatment program, and numerous other certificates that I've earned.
And let me help you out. Anger management, living in balance, celebrate recovery, 100 hours pre-release, victim awareness, you facilitate sex offender treatment, and
Yes, sir.
you have multiple Bible study courses that you completed.
Yes, sir.
So tell me about the effects that you got from completing all 4 phases of your sex offender treatment.
What I gathered from complete sex offender treatment, I've come to understand that by being a convicted sex offender, I will always be at risk. And I had to learn to not put myself in situations to where I have access to a victim without supervision.
You've also participated in a lot of organizational, on, Toastmasters. How long have you been with Toastmasters?
Toastmasters probably right over 6 years.
And you also participate in an organization, HRC. Tell
Yes,
me
sir.
what HRC is.
HRC is basically a community of fellas that raises money for and gives back to society.
Outstanding. And I see that you are president of the David Wade chapter of the NAAA. How long have you done that?
I recently been about 6 months as current president, but I've been in AANA since 2009. And I've teach 12 steps since 2011, beginning of 2011.
I've reviewed all of your work evaluations. All of the work evaluations are excellent. And along with that, you have outstanding remarks from all of your supervisors. You have family support. You have support from friends. Even your former wife has submitted a letter of support and recognition.
Yes, sir.
Parents, and you have a pen pal in Ireland who
Yes.
wrote a letter, and your sister also has shown support for you.
Thank
You
you,
have
sir.
an ICOT to Overton, Texas, to live with family members, and you're going to be employed in Kilgore, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that employment.
It's a business of family restaurant, and they make sandwiches and stuff like that. It's something that really just to get me started back and reintegrate myself into society.
And who you be living with in Overton, Texas?
My mother, Judy Murphy.
Okay, great. Now, I want to let you know that your nephew, one of the victims of your crime, is unopposed to your early release. And he stated in his letter that he has forgiven his uncle. The two other victims, which were friends of your nephew, stated that they were unsure about their feelings and did not want to comment in this hearing. But one of the victims said that he has forgiven you. I just needed you to know that.
Thank you, sir.
You have some opposition. The entire legal community in Caddo Parish is opposed to your early release, but you'll be living in Texas. But I just want to know that you do have some very strong opposition from the DA and law enforcement in the Caddo area. Warden Goodwin, would you like to make any comments, remarks, or observations at this time?
Mr. Roche, nothing really to add. His record speaks for itself. He's done a good job at this institution. I've known him for 20+ years. Got to meet his mother several times when she came to visit, and I know she's been very supportive of him during his incarceration. He's applied himself very well. I think he's he's worked hard to make himself a better person. As you can see, the drastic improvement in his institutional record and the restoration of his good time and his program participation and all the other things that he does. I'd also like to, and you mentioned his positive work evaluation that's submitted by Colonel Tolliver. He supervised him for a long time, so I mean he's got a long history with this offender, just like I do. But anyway, he's done everything he can do at this institution to prepare himself for reentry. I know the crimes he committed were very bad. The very nature of the crime itself is very bad, but he's worked hard to put that behind him and to prepare himself not to reoffend if he is given this opportunity for early release. That's all the comments I have, Mr. Roche.
Thank you, Warden. A good one, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Now we'll hear from your mother, Ms. Judy Murphy. Ms. Murphy? Ms. Murphy, I think you're on mute. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Ms. Murphy?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, great, thank you. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about your son?
My name is Judy Murphy. I'm his mother, and I know and see the changes he has made, and he has really worked hard. And I just believe that has changed and will continue to change and do what is right and what he knows to be right. He was very young when this all took place, but he has grown in a lot of ways. And I would really appreciate and enjoy him coming home. And I don't look for him to reoffend or anything.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy. We appreciate your comments and appreciates all that you've done.
Thank you.
Mr. Haen, is there anything you'd like to say to the board before we vote?
Yes, sir. I have prepared something I'd like to read if it's all right with the board.
Sure, go ahead.
I would like to express to the victims, the victim family, and the parole board my deepest heartfelt sorrow for the pain that I have caused to you and your family. While I cannot compensate for the harm done, please know that the person so full of pursuing the wrongdoings and the wrong ways of life that may come to your mind is long gone. The immature, self-centered little boy that entered this cage is no more. Since I have turned my life and my will over to the care of God and made it the center of my life and asked him for his forgiveness, he has made me a better person. Although these changes have not come easy or without hardship, as my prison record may reflect. But as he has blessed me with this opportunity to be before you today, that in itself is a blessing from God, and my life is moving in the right direction. With that being said, I humbly ask you today for your forgiveness, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Haen. We appreciate your comments. Is the panel ready to vote?
Yeah,
Ms. Roche?
Mr. Haen, based upon positive remarks from Warden Goodwin, based on excellent programs, excellent work evaluation, completion of the sex offender treatment, my vote is to grant conditionally to the approved ICOT to Texas. You understand what I just said, Mr. Haen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do.
I'm approving based upon you transferring your supervision to the state of Texas. Conditions after release. You ought to have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You ought to attend at least 3 NAAA meetings a week, maintain full-time employment, and follow all requirements of your sex offender contract. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Haen, I do agree, based on my vote also is to grant to the state of Texas, and special conditions based on the hard work that you put in.
Thank you.
Mr. Haen, you've received 2 votes to grant. My vote likewise is to grant for the same reasons and with the same conditions as outlined by Mr. Roche. That is ICOTS to Texas with the various conditions, a curfew, 3 a.m. meetings per week, full-time employment, and follow all requirements of your sex offender program. Good luck to you. Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Warden.